Algebra Module 1, Lesson 4, Solving Word Problems Involving Algebraic Expressions. Calculators are allowed. If you hadn't guessed by now, we have been learning the basics of algebra because it can be useful when it comes to solving word problems. So if there's anything you're still not sure about, I need you to go back, review the videos, the notes from lessons 1 to 3 before embarking on this lesson, because this lesson brings everything together. The objective of this lesson, solving word problems involving algebraic expressions. Let's begin by trying out a few simple word problems that involve algebraic expressions so that you will be prepared to tackle more complex questions later on. Okay? Alright students, let's look at question 1. Bobby decided to weigh his dogs. The Chihuahua weighs m kilograms. The weight of the Chihuahua is represented by the alphabet M. The Golden Retriever weighs 8 times as much as the Chihuahua. The Shiba Inu, which is another type of dog, is 10 kilograms lighter than the Golden Retriever. This is the information given to us. There are 3 dogs. So let's look at the question now. Part A of the question is this. Find the total weight of the 3 dogs in terms of M. Part B of the question is this. If the Chihuahua weighs 3 kilograms, what is the weight of the Shiba Inu? Alright, let's write down what we know. The first step is to work out the individual weights of the dogs. Step 1. What is the weight of the Chihuahua? M kilograms. That information is given. M kilograms. So CHH is Chihuahua equals to M. The Golden Retriever, represented by GR. Golden Retriever is 8 times the weight of Chihuahua, so it's 8 times M, 8M. The Shiba Inu is 10 kilograms lighter than the Golden Retriever. So it's the weight of the Golden Retriever minus 10. So it's 8M minus 10. Now, looking at this information, let's find the total weight of the 3 dogs in terms of M. That is step 2, bringing it all together. So you got the weight of the Chihuahua M plus Golden Retriever plus 8M plus 8M minus 10, which is the weight of the Shiba Inu. So you add them all together, you get 17M minus 10. So the total weight of the dogs is what? 17M minus 10, but you've got to put the units there, which is the kilogram. So put 17M minus 10 in brackets, 17M minus 10 in brackets, put the kilogram, which is the units, out there. Only then is it a final answer. Without the units, it's not a complete answer. Okay, so that's the answer for part A of the question. Now let's look at part B. Let's look at this. Given that the Chihuahua weighs 3 kilograms, this means that we now know that M equals to 3. So we can substitute this to find the weight of the Shiba Inu. So step 3. Okay, step 3. 8M minus 10. So that is the weight of the Shiba Inu, right? Is 8 times 3. 8M minus 10. 8 times 3. M is 3. So 8 times 3 in brackets minus 10. What is 8 times 3? 24. 24 minus 10 is what? Do the math. You get 14 as your answer. Make sure you put the units there. So that's the weight of the Shiba Inu. That is the answer for part B. And that's your final answer for both questions. Okay? 14 kilograms and 17 minus 10. That's it. We are done with question 1. Let's move on. Question 2, students. The average age of Dina, Elise, and Fika is 7K years. 3 girls, average age 7K years. The total age of Dina and Fika is 25 years. Part A of the question is this. Find Elise's age in terms of K. Part B of the question is, if K equals to 2, find Elise's age in 3 years' time. The key is 3 years' time. The first step is to find the total age of all 3 girls given their average age. So you know that the average is 7K. You know there are 3 girls. So step 1 is to find the total age. Step 1, 7K, which is the average. 7K is the average of 3 girls. So you multiply that by 3 and you get the answer 21K. This is the total age of the 3 girls. You actually know the total age of Dina and Fika. So you can easily find Elisa's age in terms of K, and that is step 2. Step 2 is to take the total age, which is 21K, and you subtract the total age of Dina and Fika, which is 25. Therefore, Elisa's age in terms of K is going to be 21K minus 25. Put that in brackets and put years behind, and I would really love it if you get into the habit of putting the units down. And that is the answer for for part A of the question. Now part B. By substituting K with the value of 2, we can find Elisa's current age, right? So that is step 3. 21K minus 25. When you substitute K equals to 2, you get 21 times 2 in brackets minus 25. When you do the mathematics, you get 42 minus 25. Answer is 17. That is Elisa's current age. So the last step is to find her age in 3 years' time. Step 4. So you take 17, which is her current age, you add 3. And that is her age in 3 years' time. So in 3 years' time, Elisa is going to be what? She's going to be 20 years old. And that is your final answer for part B. And you already know the final answer for part A. Okay, well done. Question 3, students. At a department store, 3 t-shirts and 4 pairs of socks cost $80. Each t-shirt costs $8. Part A of the question is this. Find the cost of each pair of socks in terms of H. B, if each t-shirt costs $20, how much do 3 pairs of socks cost? You've got to read this question carefully. The first step is to find the total cost of the t-shirts. Each t-shirt costs $8. The question tells us that you've got 3 t-shirts. So this is step 1. H times 3. And the answer you get is 3H. So you know the cost of the 3 t-shirts. Now to find the cost of each pair of socks in terms of H. Now let's verbalize it first. You take the total amount of money, which is $80. You minus off the cost of 3 t-shirts. And then you divide it by 4 because there are 4 pairs of socks. So let's write that down. Okay, let's write that down. Is in brackets $80 minus the cost of 3 t-shirts, which is 3H. And then you divide it by 4. And you can also write that as 80 in brackets 80 minus 3H over 4. Now this is the expression in terms of H. So this is the cost of each pair of socks. And add the dollar sign in front and always get into the habit of writing the units down. Now, given that each t-shirt costs $20, this means that we now know that H equals to 20. We can substitute this to find the cost of each pair of socks. Okay, because part B is asking for the cost of 3 pairs of socks. So to do that, you need to find the cost of each pair of socks. So step 3 is 80 minus 3H divided by 4. Substitute the value of H as 20. Rewrite 80 minus 3 times 20, right? Because it is 3H. 3 times 20 is in brackets. Divided by 4. Do the maths behind it. You get 80 minus 60 divided by 4. And you get $5. Now this is the cost of each pair of socks. So the last step is to find the cost of 3 pairs of socks. So step 4. You take the $5 and then you multiply it by 3. So the cost of 3 pairs of socks is $15. That's your final answer. Okay, and of course in step 2 you get the answer for part A of the question as well. So let's underline that. These two are the answers. Moving on. Lesson 4 of algebra is completed, students. We are actually done with algebra. Most of you students think that algebra is the hardest topic. You now realize and you now know that it is the easiest topic you can cover. Go ahead, attempt the quiz. Once again, keep track of your scores and go score.